This segment is sponsored by Shalom Farms.
During the pandemic, Shalom Farms has tripled the amount of produce going to small food pantries and feeding programs. Joining us to talk about the increase in food insecurity is Dominic Barrett, Executive Director of Shalom Farms. Dominic, good to see you.
Good to be with you all. Thanks for having me.
This is such an interesting, nobody should be surprised, I guess, considering what we've been through over the last year or so. But the challenges for you guys has really stepped up, hasn't it?
Well, it has, but certainly no more so than it has for, thousands of folks, in our community facing ongoing uncertainty around so many things, but particularly economic uncertainty, which leads to uncertainty for many folks, about 1 in 9 probably in Virginia, about where their next meal is coming. And the conditions keep changing, at times where we've seen as much as 50% or more increases in food insecurity. And then for those folks who are already having challenges accessing healthy food, those challenges get more complicated and more severe.
So the entire sector of food access, food justice, food insecurity, all of that is taken into account, and you guys are working under conditions that you probably would rather not be working under as well, as because you rely on a lot of volunteers, correct?
Yeah, I think there's sort of two important things kind of packed into your comment there. One has just been how interesting and important it has been to have so many different folks all trying to sort of respond over the last year together and really complementing each other in a variety of ways. Everything from, federal programs like this pandemic EBT, which lots of parents of kids who are having to feed their kids at home, otherwise who might have received meals at schools in the last few days, have finally started to get some new relief there. But small organizations on the ground have really been chipping in to help people figure out how to grow more food themselves or access green space and growing space in their neighborhoods. New feeding pantries and food operations like mutual aid have really stepped up. So it's been really interesting and I think powerful to see all these collaborations sort of across the board, responding. And I think each organization and effort getting their own set of challenges, as you mentioned, rightfully so. For us, the volunteer component is particularly complicated. We rely so heavily on volunteers to grow our food and make our operation possible. Luckily, we've been able to really lean into a group of lead volunteers who are trained, who can come sometimes 2 and 3 times a week to really help carry a lot of the weight for us, and we'll continue to rely on them. But we have started accepting small groups, no bigger than 12, groups of no bigger than 12 at the farm, at both of our farms. And we hope to be able to slowly, as it becomes safe, continue to expand that. And even with those small numbers, of course, we're practicing social distancing and making sure we're safely growing stuff on the farm. So if
someone volunteers to come out there, I would imagine there's lots of different things they can do. Can you name just a couple?
Well, really at our 2 sites, almost everything but driving the tractor is really done with the help of volunteers. So it, kind of depends on what day folks are signing up for. The last couple of days, we've seen some of our very first big spring plantings. We planted, I think, 20,000 onions in the past couple of days. And so relying heavily on our volunteers to do that. So this time of year, probably a lot of planting going on, not as much harvesting, but spreading compost, weeding, mulching, you name it. Everything on the farm that has to happen for a farm to be productive happens with volunteers with us.
Yeah. So if your back's good, come on out. We could use you.
And if your back's not good, my back's not that great. If your back's not good, we'll also find a way to use your skills and put you to work.
All right, good. Let's talk about something there's a phrase I'm not familiar with: prescription produce plan. And you're teaming with Bon Secours. We're not talking about growing prescriptions here, are we?
Well, we are essentially. As many of us know, food is medicine, and we're trying to provide support to connect, diet and health for many folks, but particularly folks who are already, vulnerable for a variety of reasons, experiencing physical and economic barriers to accessing healthy food, but who are also trying to work on connecting diet and health to improve their own health. And so we've been working for several years with Bon Secours and a few other wonderful partners in town as well, including VCU and Health Brigade, to really make those connections and provide usually 12-week programs, sometimes much longer, where we're providing an actual prescription of produce for the whole household, providing cooking classes and food skills education, working with our healthcare partners to do health coaching and tracking health outcomes, particularly for diabetics and pre-diabetics over the course of a program, so that folks can have the tools and access to the resources to really be in a little more control of their health.
All right, I'm almost out of time, but I want to get this in. Grow to Go and Shipping Container Barn. Define both of those for me real quick.
Couple things there. Yeah. So our Grown to Go mobile market's probably our most widespread and maybe popular in some ways program. So starting next month, we'll be back out on the road towards the end of the month at 15 locations in the East End, South Side, and North Side, areas without easy access to affordable, healthy food, trying to make our food as affordable and accessible as possible, and then giving half off for any SNAP participants at those locations as well. And then our city farm, our location at Union Presbyterian Seminary in the North Side, we've just almost finished our barn structure there, which is actually being built out around 2 shipping containers. It'll be our wash pack and volunteer station. So we're really excited about what that will allow us to do. We tripled production at that site in the city past year. We hope to be able to build on that success.
Fantastic. All right, keep up the good work. Check back in with us from time to time and let us know how it's going.
We will. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you, Dominic. For more information about Shalom Farms, visit their website at shalomfarms.org or give them a call, 804-266-1914. And find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Shalom Farms. And there's more to come on Virginia This Morning. Stick around.